They said we were insane. They mocked the way we built our ships, called our methods sloppy, even dangerous. But in the end, our madness turned out to be the very thing that made us unstoppable. And when the truth finally hit them, oh, the look on their faces was priceless. If you've ever dreamed of watching arrogance crumble and justice hit like a freight train, smash that like button, subscribe and buckle up, because today's story isn't just about revenge, proving that the very thing they mocked was our greatest strength. It started with excitement. The Trsskss ambassadorial corps had been buzzing with energy. Literally, their telepathic signals filled the room like static before a storm. Why? Because humans had arrived for the Trsskss. Finding a compatible species was like winning the lottery. Most alien races clashed so deeply, they couldn't even agree on reality itself. Trade was rare, trust was rarer, and true alliances practically impossible. So when humans came along, bipedal, strange looking, but oddly compatible, it felt like destiny, a beautiful match, or so they thought. Enter Trsskss, a young engineer tasked with a simple but crucial job: figure out how humans built their mighty complex ships. But the moment he stepped aboard, things went sideways. Humans moved like chaos wrapped in skin, leaping, striding, constantly off balance, yet somehow never falling. Trsskss's first thought, "It must be smarter than us, or insane." The first clash came quickly. It doesn't affect the weapons. The human engineer's snapped voice, tight with frustration, Trsskss flared his own anger back through his telepathic translator. "It is an electrical system, of course. It has an impact on your other systems." The human's face hardened. The weapons are isolated. But the truth came out fast. They weren't isolated. They were all connected to a single annihilation generator. To Trsskss, this was madness. If one system failed, the whole ship could cascade into disaster. But to humans, it was normal. Every time he pressed for details, they brushed him off. That doesn't matter. It doesn't affect it. They're standard. The humans had built his translator out of spare parts. A phone antenna here, a hobbyist circuit board there, even a display screen meant for throwaway gadgets. None of it was designed to work together. Trsskss's pulse quickened. They've slapped everything together like a child stacking rocks. And yet, it works. Meanwhile, the rest of the mission was thriving. The cooks, they were already whipping up shared meals. The lawyers, drafting frameworks for trade, and even joint colonist Shankri, though he was the black mark on the mission. Every time he reported, it was the same. They're friendly, yes, but their engineering, it's nonsense. They're nuts. The charged affair dismissed him. Still, you say it's not an issue. Let us know if it becomes one. For a moment, Trsskss thought maybe he was wrong. Maybe the humans weren't insane. Maybe their slapdash methods were genius after all. But then came the breaking point. It hit him when the human engineer compared ships to the human body. "You've got a hand," the human said. "When you pick something up, you don't calculate oxygen intake, weight distribution, or balance. You just grab it. Everything else handles itself." Trsskss froze, because to him, that was how he lived. Every breath, every blink, every heartbeat. Conscious, calculated humans weren't just building their ships differently. They were different, alien, in a way he'd never imagined. And suddenly, it clicked. What looked like chaos to him was actually brilliance. Trsskss could have folded. He could have kept calling humans insane, could have sabotaged relations with his doubt, but instead, he leaned in. He realized that the very thing that infuriated him, their sloppy independence of systems, their obsession with modular parts, was the key to their power. Trsskss ships were elegant symphonies. Humans built messy jazz. Both worked, but in different ways. So Trsskss hatched his own quiet revenge. He'd turned the humans' arrogance back on them, not by proving them wrong, but by proving them right in the most devastating way possible. By combining Trsskss perfection with human chaos in the medbay. As he spoke with the human doctor, the truth solidified. Humans didn't consciously control their bodies. They let subsystems handle it. That was why they didn't see ship systems as interconnected. The same way he did. It wasn't ignorance. It was trust. Trsskss took a steady breath for the first time. He didn't argue. He didn't fight their madness. Instead, he imagined what would happen if both species worked together. Trsskss eliminating hidden flaws through exhaustive system checks. Humans slapping parts together until something new, unthinkable emerged. The perfect union. The next diplomatic session came. Everyone looked at Trsskss, expecting another outburst, another rant about madness. But instead, he smiled. "Or as close as his species could. I was wrong." He broadcast, "Their methods are not madness. They are brilliance. Where we see only danger, they see possibility. Where we obsess over every connection, they trust the strength of parts together." He paused, feeling his translator glow with raw excitement. "We will build things neither of us could imagine alone." The room went silent. Even the humans stopped smiling, because they realized it too. This wasn't just trade. This wasn't just diplomacy. This was the beginning of something irony. The revenge was poetic. The Trsskss had thought humans were insane, disorganized, dangerous. But now, they were forced to admit it. The very chaos they mocked was the secret to human greatness, and worse for their pride. By embracing it, the Trsskss themselves would only grow stronger. Karma had hit hard in the end. Revenge wasn't about tearing them down, it was about forcing them to see what they'd dismissed all along, that sometimes what looks like madness is just genius wearing a different mask. If that story gave you chills, smash that like button and drop a comment. Have you ever been underestimated only to prove everyone wrong? Don't forget to subscribe for more stories of karma, justice, and sweet, sweet revenge.